Well, in the South, the damage is still being tallied from the back-to-back hurricanes that devastated the region. The loss of life from Hurricane Helene now stands at 230, many in North Carolina, while the death toll from Hurricane Milton is at 17. And amid the loss of life is also the cost to rebuild. Florida officials say debris removal could take up to 1 year, including around-the-clock removals for 90 days. Moody's Analytics estimates the economic impact of the storms will likely range from $50 billion to $85 billion. All right, for more on the financial impact of Hurricanes Helene and Milton, we're going to bring in Mark Friedlander, Director of Corporate Communications for the Insurance Information Institute. Mark, thanks for being on. We appreciate it. I know it's probably hard to tell right now, but do you have any initial estimates on the total number of damages because of the hurricanes?
We don't at this point, but what I could tell you is Hurricane Milton will be the largest natural catastrophe loss for the U.S. property casualty industry this year. We don't expect it to reach the level of Hurricane Ian back in 2022, which was an estimated $50 to $60 billion loss, but most likely it will be in double-digit billions. But we just don't have enough data at this point, and we haven't seen catastrophe modelers put out their data yet.
Yeah, I know it's hard to forecast, still cleanup going on. Where does that leave insurers, though? And tell us how this ultimately impacts homeowners.
The important takeaway here is insurers act as financial first responders when catastrophes strike, and they are in a position to help their policyholders recover from major loss events like Hurricanes Helene and Milton. The insurance industry is very well capitalized, and I know there's been some concerns about the Florida insurance industry because it's been recovering from a risk crisis that was actually a man-made crisis due to legal system abuse and claim fraud. The Florida property insurance market is in its best financial position in many years and is well capitalized to cover all the losses that may come its way from the back-to-back hurricanes, which were Helene and Milton.
Mark, you know, a lot of people, as you probably know, throughout the years recently have moved down to Florida, probably not used to things like this happening, hurricanes. This may have been maybe their first two. What's the first thing that they should do when it comes to damages to their home? Maybe they don't know.
First step is to contact your insurance company, begin the claim process. Of course, if your home has been devastated, it's not safe to return your home, you may not be able to begin that right away. But if you could at least report the claim and get the claim file open, that's a great first step. And many insurers today have mobile apps, so they make it really easy for you to start the claim process. You'll eventually need to show photos of the damage. If you have a home inventory, that makes it so much smoother in terms of the claim process because you'll be able to show the condition of your property and your possessions prior to the storm, and then what happened from the storm.
Mark, before I let you go, any other tips for Florida residents during this time?
The biggest takeaway we've seen from both Hurricanes Helene and Milton is too many homeowners not having flood insurance. It's so important to have flood insurance to be fully financially protected from catastrophes like hurricanes. And especially in a state like Florida, where flooding is so prone, not just during hurricanes, but year-round. If you don't have flood insurance, we strongly recommend you consider it going forward because we're going to see more storms. It might not be this season, but Florida has storms all year round, and that's true in other states as well. We saw the catastrophe in the southern Appalachians from Hurricane Helene, homes literally being swept away by floodwaters. Everybody in the U.S. really needs to consider flood insurance, not just if you live in a coastal community.
Wonderful. Mark, thank you so much for coming on and for all this great information. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me. Take care.